woman is out of sync with the natural order of things. Can you explain that?
Well, it's a very sensitive subject, and certainly I believe that I have tried to approach it from a very sensitive angle. What I have actually said is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in the black family structure. It's not an attack on us as black women. It's just saying that in the breakdown of any relationship, both parties have to take responsibility. And as black women, we have been protected and insulated from any kind of examination about what our share of the responsibility is in the breakdown of the black family.
All right, brothers and sisters, welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And that was, if I could say her name right, Sister Shahrazad Ali. And I think she's still alive, if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm not, may she rest in peace and in power. But don't quote me. She might still be alive. But she's right here on my channel, and it was called Accountability was the name of that podcast. And a salute to Atala Shabazz, which is Malcolm X's daughter. We had my son and I, Lord Lamont, salute, had her at the beginning of an audio on a father and son discussion we had on I think it was When Great Divine Has a Purpose, if I'm not mistaken. It was the palm tree and the sun shining on the banner and our thumbnail. But don't quote me. I think, let me see, because I don't want to get that wrong. Yep. So good day, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone one is in. Yep, it's When Great Divine Has a Purpose. It was at the beginning of that. It was the audio. And my son and I, we really had fun on that podcast that I said recently. And yesterday we did one, was Conquer Our Life, which was part 2. And I did one by myself, and I put it in the end screen. And again, I'll reiterate, it was the podcast I did with the greenhouse. It's like a house in the middle. It was kind of dope. In the middle of a river or a pond and a forest. And it had like a bridge that lead up over the river to the house. And it was just about conquering our inner wholeness or peace. But we got to get to that wholeness. Thank you, Brother Kwaku. That's where I learned that from. You know, we got to thank the warriors that Great Divine brings along our path. And that can be in our families too. So as you can see on my banner and or thumbnail, that's my mom and Ethan when he was a little younger. And this is probably about 3-4 years old, maybe. And she sees him off and on. She probably haven't seen him in a while, but I do make sure that I get him out there to see her. And so this is where a lot of my inner leader abilities come from, because we got to get that inner correct before we even look at the outer. Of course, I'm gonna get into that. And always and forever, brothers and sisters, generals, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. Man, may that Great Divine just be in our life, our family's life, keep us aware, strong, and prospering. And and remembering where we came from. My son and I spoke on that in Conquer Our Life part 2, because we always speak on celebs and and maybe social media presence and stuff, but I make sure I put my family in there. One's family is a part of that Black history too, even beyond Black History Month, like you see on the banner here, as well as my dad, rest in peace and in power. And you heard me say many times, great gifts we have, abilities, skills, come from that Great Divine, but through the DNA of our family. Thus great grandparents, grandparents, and our parents. And I call that protection from that Great Divine. For unfortunate families, that it's a reality, that may not know, or have a connection with one's family. So I call down wholeness and peace, that those find wholeness in their lives or peace in their life, and find and find a solution, best way one can. Control what one can control. And as I always say, what we think we can't control, put it on the back burner. Go at it at every angle. We can't do it ourselves, get help from something we trust. Just stay connected. That's I beg you, never lose connection with our, with one's spirit, soul, even with one's family, whether we're around them or not. Do an introspection on the good times and an introspection on what that great divine put in them to put in us, because every generation is different, we know how this system go. And as I always bring up what Malcolm X said, the conditioning, brothers and sisters, that a lot of our families have been born under, and we know how politics and all that shit work against family, especially black families, as Sister Shahrazad Ali said. And so salute to her. And she was somebody's mom or sister or, auntie, so. And hope those yesterday, I really don't do the holidays, but I always say enjoy our family or significant other during the holidays. So salute to those who may have had a great Valentine's Day. Again, I don't do holidays. I'm celebrating the people, family, married couples, or those who in a relationship. And those who don't, find peace. You don't need a holiday to verify that you have peace. So, because I did see a video where somebody said, I've never had a Valentine. That's okay. No, don't let these holidays get you. That's how holidays have us. A holiday does not define us, brothers and sisters, who we are in the core of that soul and the connection we have with that great divine and Mama Nature. That's what shows who we are, So don't look for, again, don't let holidays validate or dictate or define who we are. Great divine defines who we are. When we look back, what we blaze through, F a holiday, celebrate family. So that's why I got my mom on the banner and Ethan on here. And Ethan with his silly tail. I spent time with him yesterday. And I did volunteer, I think it was Thursday. Yeah, I volunteered Thursday. Yep. And Ethan was playing, he was in band practice, as I said. He plays the French horn. And that comes from one's family, so that's why I say we got to look at the good qualities. They come from that divine, but it also comes through the DNA of our families. As I said many times, I reiterate, my great granddad was in a band or a music group. So that's where my musical talents come from, and my speaking abilities and art, and because my mom can draw, I can draw. That's where that comes from. As I said, my two daughters can draw. Lord Lamont can draw. Everybody's in my family is pretty much loves music. A lot of music lovers in my family. That's where I get it from. Strength, I get a lot of that from my family. We have to look at the good qualities, where we come from. Our families are part of our Black history too, not just historians, celebs, artists, etc., etc. So this is a celebration of the righteous, the moms and dad that did what they had to do to get us to where we are. Because as I told Lord Lamont, my side of the family and his mom's side of the family all plays a part in developing what I am and what he is. And it really opened up his eyes. He's like, wow, Dad, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, just a little reminder. Don't forget where we came from, what some of our parents went through, wasn't easy for them either. Might have went through a different, like I say, different strokes, different folks, different generations, but my mom's still here today. My dad, rest in peace and in power. But my dad was a good brother. He made mistakes like anybody, and I'll put that in the end screen. I did a podcast with him too in this picture. Yeah, he was a good looking brother and was a good brother, and again, we hang on to the good qualities that great divine put in our ancestors, far and near, I honor the ancestors, brother and sister, younger or older, that got a lot of us to that divine space that we are in. And make sure, brothers and sisters, I'm begging you, focus on a righteous impact. My son and I spoke on that. Took me a minute to get to that title. But yeah, focus on a righteous impact. Forget anything toxic, anything devilish, drama. Stay away from anything like that. We see through the disagreements and agree, and keep it moving. Like Lord and I. We had it wasn't a disagreement, but it was just, we were speaking on chakras. And it wasn't nothing, we do that, that's why we talk, communicate, work things out, and both of us, we really wasn't right at all. We disagree to agree and keep it moving. Again, Lord Lamont and I has had challenges in the past, but we fought through them, we didn't let that devil get in the middle of what was to come, and I want to get into divine leadership, and that's something my mom had. And as I've said in the past, I put her. Yeah, I got a podcast I did on her too. I put that in the end screen, and I put my podcast by my dad. I put that in the end screen, and I also have done audio on my grandparents, and I have their picture and everything. So that's all on here on me and Lord Lamont's channel, cause that's the foundation of where we come from, our family. Good or bad, but we don't let, the challenges we may have had with our family define us. We still honor them, and just know that they did the best with what they had. Because again, folks, we know how this punk ass matrix can have, especially black families. And you heard at the beginning what Sister Shahrazad Ali said, not beating up on sisters and nothing like that, but some of these sisters, they gotta take accountability too. It's not always the man. And same, split. We either or. Both sides have to take accountability. That's what Allah Shahrazad was saying. The baby mama drama shit. That's a cycle that needs to stop. Really, really get into ourselves and take accountability. And it's good for our body, our immune system. Mind, body, and soul be as right as one possibly can. But I want to get into divine leadership. And again, I'm going to put my mom's podcast in the end screen and one about my dad. Again, rest in peace and in power. Grandma, granddad, and one's dad. And my Lord Lamont and I, we spoke on, the family in that podcast we did yesterday. It showed purple, and it showed like just the road driving into the city. And it was just the banner just represented cruising in this life and enjoying the journey. That's what that banner represented. We had a lot of fun as usual. And he played his guitar at the beginning of it. He's really good if you hear him. So check that out. We just uploaded that yesterday. And it's in purple because that's Lord Lamont's favorite color. And that was my grandma's favorite color and my Aunt Vera. Rest in peace and in power. That was their favorite color. So that was a representation for my Aunt Vera, because like I said, I literally live in the house she owned, so she left a righteous impact. She was focused, so that's a good quality I've noticed in my family. As I said, we handle our business when it's time to stand on business. Through the challenges, a lot of my family, we doing good, through the blessings of that great divine and Mama Nature. All right. So again, a lot of qualities I get from my dad, rest in peace and in power, and my mom. And as I said in the past, my mom has spoke at a lot of events. She spoke at African events when she went back to school, and it was wonderful. I actually helped with one of her events. I don't know if she remember, but she went back to school and she would speak at a lot of events, and it was wonderful. And they would not sell food, but give food. And they used to make food and stuff like that. And I would make like the little, it was like, I don't know, like a card. It was like a big giant card, and I would draw like the name of the food on there and the chefs. I remember that, she used to wear the African attire and all that. That's another thing. My Aunt Vera, she used to sew. So she made a lot of my mom's outfits. She had a lot. She probably still got them. And she made a whole bunch of African outfits. So I never forgot that. So again, I reiterate, my mom knows her black history. I learned some of that from her. I remember that she used to speak on black empowerment. And she spoke at a lot of events. Well, I think a couple events that I can think of. So that's where I get my leadership ability. And my dad, he was a deacon at a church. I know he had his own office and stuff like that at a church. So he tapped into his spiritual side. Again, we have to remember, folks, as I talked about in the past, our great grandparents or grandparents or our parents, they went through a different time, a different era. So they was able to do the best with what they had to deal with. Because, in my opinion and or theory, we can only go as far, I would say, as far as what we know and the strength and what we're willing to learn. That's, will determine how far we'll go in life, mentally, physically. Say it together, folks, spiritually, as a lot of us deep spell breaking philosophers say, it's always going to go back to how we are in the core of that soul. But again, I can say for my families and many families that are strong, that's what I draw from my family: strength, stability. We handle our business, at the end of the day, through the mix of the challenges. And as I said, we did used to go on family trips. I never forgot that. We did do things as a family. I think that's what made us strong. I remember the trips we used to go on when we were little, and we used to go every summer. We used to go to Great America, and I remember the trip to Brownsville, Tennessee, which I think my grandparents are from. And so I never forgot things like that. So things like that, I think that's what kept us whole, kept us strong, kept us whole for a good long time too. Just things change. People grow up and move away and get married and get jobs, and things happen. But I'm glad we did have that family bond when we had it, because I never forgot those times. Going over grandma's house for Thanksgiving, and so yeah. So be thankful of the good stability and strength and knowledge that we may have gotten from our family. Even through the hard truths, because again, I'll say, I was kind of a little a-hole when I was a kid. I wasn't too good of a kid sometimes in my life, but there were some good times in there, so I look at it now. A lot of things I went through, some of it was karma, so that I look at that. That's how I look at some of the things I may have went through when I was younger. Sometimes I deserve what I got, so we learn from it and we pass them jewels on to the next generation. That's how I go. We do the best with what we got where we are, but we don't just stay there. We promote ourselves to greatness through that great divine. We become great generals and spell breakers, and keep that covering, that divine covering over our families, like I always do. Yep. So I just want to speak on that. So that's my mom and Ethan on the banner, and I always loved this picture, and my mom was so happy, as you can see. So yeah, so I got to give my mom some love and family, because they're part of Black history too. And I'll pass that advice on to others. As I always say, I suggest, teach, and give advice. Don't forget about our families, where we came from, great grandparents, grandparents, and parents. And we see a little bit of it in everybody in the family. I always thought that was unique. The little things we see in our siblings or our cousins, and it's like, how we all look alike, and it's amazing. It really is. When we really, because again, like I said, studying human nature, it can be traumatizing sometimes, or make you feel a little discomfort. We go through the bad, toxic part of ourselves. Filter through, brothers and sisters. Let that great divine work with us. Filter through anything bad that we may harbor within. But once we get through that, and that sun shine through them clouds, it's like we can breathe. And one is just honest, man, just relentlessly honest with themselves. It's just beautiful. Then we can begin, as Lord Lamont said, we can begin to reach and teach and focus on a righteous impact, because that's what I want to leave. Like me and Lord Lamont, we really went in on that, about leaving a righteous impact. What will we leave behind when we're no longer on this planet? So ponder that. All right, I'm gonna get to this hip hop break. Of course, I got 4 spell breaker statements, and got a summary. Just kind of want to break down divine leadership. Not that we don't know what leadership is, but of course, as we all say, it starts deep within. Because if you're a leader within, your vibration alone will teach others to lead themselves. Because that's what I always say. We're not flock, and we're not no damn sheep. We either are leaders or potential leaders, because we all can be leaders. And man, come together as one, as that strong, righteous tree. All right, so I'm gonna get to this hip hop break, and again, get back to the 4 spellbreaker statements, and keep on giving glory and honor to my family and anyone's listening family. And yep. All right. Let me see. I'll get to these 2 songs. I don't remember what they were. Let me see. Yep, I'm drinking my coffee this morning. I like to drink coffee, and always have a righteous stimulation when you wake up in the morning. That's what me and Lord Lamont. And and we are gonna do a father and son discussion either Tuesday or Wednesday. We're gonna start doing them in the morning too. All right, and I think I might play I was gonna play some more audio from Sister Shahrazad Ali. I might play a little bit more audio from her toward the end of the podcast. Yep. All right. Well, the first song, and I played both of these songs before, as I always say. As a reminder, or for those who may not have heard it, All right. Salute current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. Our wonderful, wonderful spell breakers. All right. Remember, Lord Lamont came up with that. He's had ideas too. All right. First song is No Hate. Second one is Best for You. And some people may have heard these, but it's a reminder. Never carry hate. Danger, danger, danger. I don't care what we go through in life. That's definitely a hindrance from us focusing on a righteous impact, And everything. And again, think about it, folks. Everything's being recorded, So ponder that. All right. Let me see. Oops, sorry about that. Bumped a little mic. All right. First song, No Hate. Be back after this. Shit. EBX is for my generals, my family, my children. Lord Lamont, salute. Don't hate on me. Shit. I won't hate on you. Do you know what we've been through? Shit. My sisters and my dudes. Shit. Don't hate on me. Let go, let go, let go. I won't hate on you. Hey, do you know what we've been through? Shit. Because it's too much to lose. Yeah. Go. I'ma do what I gotta do. I gotta make it through. I try my best, man, and to tell the truth. I got my family and my children all up in my soul. I want us to vibrate, never low. A real high, somewhere up in the sky. I want all of us to make it and just rise. Connect our brains and stay up on this plane. And keep on doing this, and remain on this ground. Thanking God I'm around. That I'm so blissful, positive sound. Never stop this, loving this hip hop, no fear. Gotta keep on going, with our gifts. Woo! Hate on me, don't. I won't hate on you. Do you know what we've been through? Don't hate on me, don't. I won't hate on you. Do you know what we've been through? My sisters and my dudes. Don't hate on me. I'm standing on fire. It's God I admire. It's that is something that will lift us higher. A spirit in my soul. I gotta go on the track, never low. I stay up on the top of our brain, you see. Cause in the streets, man, we gotta be free. Never stop this on this music, man. I just gotta do it. Get it out my soul. Howling in this life, I make it through it. I never ever lose this, man. I'm so swift. I'm thinking and I'm loving everybody with gifts. The males, females, that's doing in this time and on this grind. Just listen to this word I'm dropping in these rhymes. Don't hate on me. I won't hate on you. Do you know what we've been through? My sisters and my dudes. Don't hate on me. Don't hate on me. I won't hate on you. I won't hate on you. And to my sisters and my dudes. I bet we won't lose. I bet we won't lose. Real talk. Can't hate on each other. Everybody got gifts. One love to my family, Lord Lamont. All the brothers and sisters that's just trying to live right in this life. Keep fighting these challenges, but hating on each other, we won't get nowhere. Don't hate on me. I won't hate on you. And do you know what we've been through? Man, we just can't lose. To my sisters and my dudes. Real talk, man. That go for him, but that's family, brother and sister. Yeah. All right, let's get to the next song. Best for You, good energy. That's why I say that goes back to that what we harbor deep within, no matter what. You know, I know we hear 1,000 times what we put out. You know, that goes for thoughts too, because the body always follows the mind. So be back after this. Best for you.
I want the best for me and you.
I want the best for me and you.
I want us all to make it through.
I want us all to make it through.
I'm talking to my family too.
I'm talking to my family too.
I want the best for me and you.
I want the best for me and you.
I want us all to make it through.
Man, I want us all to make it through.
I'm talking to my family too.
I'm talking to my family too.
I'ma keep on seeing and trying to teach. I don't give a damn what they say about the E. It is those hearts that a brother trying to reach. I be a good brother and never a leech.
No.
I'm trying to reach their soul of my sisters and my bros. Like I always say, vibrations high, never low. And it stays so crisp, I'm somewhere in the sky. You know we transition, and man, we don't die. And I got my brother, and if my brother got me, and we gotta be ready for the real enemy. Woo! You know what? I want the best of me and you. Man, we gotta make it through.
Man, we gotta make it through.
I'm talking to my family too.
I'm talking to my family too.
I want the best of my family and my children in these streets. Man, I try my best like other people, man, to make a scene. Gotta be awakened in this life, I'm so sick of the beast. Man, we gotta stay clear, man, and on our feet. Man, stay up on this ground. That's why I make this sound. You know I'm always thanking God that I'm around. And other brothers and sisters, you know we never suffer. And gotta love our fathers, we gotta love our mothers. You know they wasn't perfect, but they had good intentions. And yeah, good things in this life is what we mention. Just what we put out, and brother, what we get back. And keep on forging forward, man, and never ever slack. Woo! I want the best of me and you.
Want the best of me and you.
I want us all to make it through.
I want us all to make it through.
I'm talking to my family too.
I'm talking to my family too.
Me and you. I want the best of me and you.
I want the best of me and you.
I want us all to make it through.
Man, I want us all to make it through.
I'm talking to my family
Said
too.
I'm talking to my family too.
I will do what I gotta do, and I will stay here. Yeah, sometimes up in the past I might have shed tears, but I'm standing firm today and have no fear. So devil, step down and better be weird, cause I got you. I don't want us to lose, want us all to see clear and never be confused. Woo! Let go. Cause I want the best of me and you.
Cause I want the best of me and you.
I want us all to make it through.
I want us all to make it through.
I'm talking to my family too.
I'm talking to my family too.
Me and you. Woo! Want the best of me and you.
Real talk, brothers and sisters. That's what I want. That's good energy. You know what I'm saying? That's why you always hear me talk positive about music, like a podcast I did not too long ago. Refreshing music is good for our chakras, and you can't tell me. Now, I'm not this big bad best rapper, but the energy, you know, it's not how we flow, it's what we flow. Ponder that. So just that energy of that song, you can't tell me that don't make you feel refreshed and good. That's what it's all about. Good energy, even through the challenging times, you know. Can't forget the hard truths too, because that's what made a lot of us the generals and the spell breakers and the warriors we are today. All right, so get to the mojo, as I always say. Me and Lord Lamont always say, and I want to get to these 4 spell breaker statements so I can salute you, divine warriors on to your divine life. And some qualities I got from my dad. I spoke on my mom: leadership abilities, strength, speaking what we feel, even when it's not easy. I get a lot of that from my mom. But no one's perfect. We learn and we get better. That's what we focus on. A righteous impact. What will we leave behind on this planet? And my dad, even through the challenges, he left some good qualities in me and my brother Cadius, which is on my dad's side. Like I said, I got 2 brothers and a sister. Salute Marlon, which just had a birthday, and my sister Shahina. My brother Marlon and Shahina is on my mom's side, and Cadius is on my dad's side. Rest in peace and in power, my dad. And the qualities I got from him is one, I get my gentleness from my dad, but of course, a lot of us that are gentle, we sharpen that gentleness, don't we? Like Atala Shabazz said about her dad Malcolm X. He was gentle but firm, so we learn that, don't we? And we all know about how people can treat you when you're kind. We know that. So we make our gentleness firm, but we don't let us not lose that love, still never become hardened or bitter or anything of that. Stay deep within, connected with that great divine. Keep love within, because hate, manipulation, narcissism, all that shit is poison. Danger. Always keep a hard divine love within that soul. And that's something my dad did, even through his challenges and mistakes. Great divine still brought him through, and he, like I said, he might not have done everything perfect, everybody's journey different, but I'm thankful that great divine put good qualities in him so it can pass it on to me. Again, even through the hard truths and the challenges, because that's what make us tough and make us firm, right? So I just wanted to speak on that, rest in peace and in power, my dad. And I thank them for the qualities my mom and my dad gave me. So when they're not here, that's what they'll leave behind. The righteous impact in me, So that's the good thing about passing on good righteous qualities to our children, but also the toughness, that this world sometimes cannot give a damn about, we know how the world can go. So we got to be soldiers out here in this toxic, infested world sometimes. Generals. All right, so let's get to these 4 spellbreaker statements. And as I said, I'm going to salute your divine word zone. All right, let's get to it. Divine leadership. Well, let's get to the summary first, and then we'll get to the 4 spellbreaker statements. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Divine leadership, something my grandma had and a lot of my family members had, to be honest. Actually, everybody in my family pretty much a leader. We all take care of our business. I thank that great divine for that. All right, so divine leadership. Okay, I'm gonna break that down. Not that we don't know what it is, but let's get it in our subconscious. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's go. Divine leadership is essential for providing moral direction, selfless service, but firm. We don't just give our energy to anything. We gotta budget our energy. So we don't be a doormat. I've learned that. Can't be a damn doormat. Gotta be strong and firm. It's all about respect and strong internal integrity. Let nothing come in between that, because integrity equals great divine. Great divine equals integrity. There is no integrity without that great divine. There is no great divine without integrity. Facts. Some people don't seem to think that divine. Again, how can you have a divine spirit and you have no integrity? It's like an oxymoron. We have to have integrity. That's what protects us. That's what protected Lauryn Hill. I was just listening to Lauryn Hill lately. Actually, I think she spoke here recently about the crap that stuff that's going on now. Lauryn Hill and many others have been and spoke on the shit that's happening now. People just wasn't listening to Lauryn Hill, and they try to make her look crazy and all that, but she's still standing. Focus on a righteous impact, and that's exactly what Lauryn Hill did. And salute to many other sisters, younger or older, in our families, in the world, or online, that's not letting this devilish ass world take away the beauty within them. I salute them for that. So that's a salute to my mom, aunties, and my families and sisters, just in general, that know themselves and know who they are. Because, man, it's a beautiful place to be. And for our brothers, I was just stopping on sisters for a minute. So salute to Lauryn Hill, and she's still just as beautiful as she ever was. She's more powerful now than she ever was. So salute to that. Yep. So, all right, let's get into it. Divine leadership is essential for providing moral direction, selfless service, and wisdom, and transcends human limitations by fostering humility, integrity, and accountability. Something Sister Shahrazad Ali said at the beginning of the podcast. All right, let's go. Essential. Divine leadership is essential for providing moral direction, selfless service, and wisdom that transcends human limitations by fostering humility, integrity, and accountability. This model ensures that leaders act as faithful or knowing stewards rather than self-serving figures, ultimately promoting righteousness and peace or wholeness. It grounds decision making in spiritual principles. Notice it said principles, not rules, not laws. Principles. Something we supposed to do. We do right because we're supposed to, even when no one's looking. That's that secret connection to that great divine that Lord Lamont and I spoke on. All right. Principles rather than personal ambition or personal gain, because you never get nowhere. Again, just look at some of these celebs. That's our evidence. All right. And some of these politicians and so on and so forth. All right. Sometimes I get tired of fucking talking about the shit, because I mean, it's just, oh my God. It's like we know now. All right, let's get on 4 spell breaker statements. Let's get it. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. All right, my spell breakers. Let's get it. Remember, I'm learning with you. Always kind of remember that. All right. Number 1 spell breaker statement. Positive energy is the best energy all day long. That's what brought me and Lord Lamont, kind of made us connect a little stronger. Because as you heard, he spoke on the difficulties he and I had. When he started playing that guitar, that pain came up. But it's good. We got to bring that. Let that pain, let that pain come up. Let it come up. Let it ride. Deal with it. Don't harbor shit within. Because, again, it's not good for our immune system. It's not good to suppress things. I've learned that too. Talk about it. Get it out. It's better. All right. So, and I thank Lord Lamont for that. We really worked through a lot of challenging times. And this podcasting, like I said, it's like therapy. It's really helped he and I a lot. So that's some advice to other fathers and sons or mothers and daughters. All right. Now, spellbreaker statement number 2: be the solution and never ever the problem. Ever. Find the best solution possible. Because being a problem, drama driven, especially if you're a man, we got to lead by example. We can't be acting like girls. Real talk. We need men. We need masculine, righteous brothers, younger or older. Real talk. So our sisters have an example. Whether they do right or not, they'll at least know. Like, I ain't messing with him. We need brothers like that. So, but again, we got some good, upright, righteous sisters out here too. So, the ones that's not, they got to get it together. Because as I always say, we all gonna get old one day. So again, salute to Lauryn Hill for being that example, and many other sisters, and in our families too, not just celebs. So, all right, moving over to spellbreaker statement number 3. When abundance comes, stay grounded and aware. That's where that little bit of that humility comes in, because when we're in right, right will come, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But don't become ungrateful. I'm not saying we go out and give our money away to everybody, but it's nice to do things sometimes. Put a little bit of that positive abundance out to the universe, so to speak. That's what keeps that positive circle of life going, even in the small things. Remember, great divine, Mama Nature has known us since birth. So sees all, know all. That's my theory. So even when nobody know, and everything don't have to be posted, just do right. Right will come. So, and ones that are in abundance and righteous in our soul, we know what it's about. Sometimes when we're not looking for something, great divine just bless us out of nowhere, and that's beautiful. And we just pass it on to our generation and those who are willing to learn and are growing and learning. And that could be male, female, brother or sister, younger or older, in the world or in our families. All right. Again, spellbreaker statement number 3. When abundance comes, stay grounded and aware, and be thankful. Stay grateful. as I spoke on a cousin of mine, DeMar Farmer. Man, Great Divine is just blessing him, you know, and it's just, I was like, wow, when I saw him, I thought I was looking at a celebrity. You know, it's a family member, you know, well, close family member, close cousin, DeMar. And I saw a picture of him on Facebook, and I was just, wow, I was amazed. You know, man, you think of, you know, our family members we grew up with, and they become successful, and you remember them when they were younger, and they become, you know, a woman or a man. It's like, wow, it's dope. A prime example of the good parts of our family. So salute to DeMar Farmer. And again, that's my cousin, and he's married and got a child, got his own business. He's doing great, man. And he's a prime example of enjoying his abundance, because the picture I saw, he was in New York, and I think he was standing in Times Square, and he looked sharp. He really did. He looked sharp. You know, as the old folks say, you look sharp, man. Had his hair was crispy. As the youngsters say, what they say, crispy. Your hair was crispy because his hair was like, you know how they had your hair braided and it's like lined up. I mean, the brother was crispy, real talk. So salute the cuz and Aunt Bernice, which is his mom. So I know she got to be proud. So he's a product of one's family. So you know what I'm saying? That's a prime example of, you know, we take care of our shit. So I thank Great Divine. Forgive me for cussing, but real talk. So I thank that Great Divine for putting that in one's family. All right, so let's move over to spell breaker statement number 4, and salute to other families, you know, that are fortunate, that, you know, that are somewhat righteous, because I know we got families that are unfortunate, but as I said, I call down protection, that they have wholeness and peace in their life. Anyone that's having challenges in their family, whatever part of the world you're in right now, I call divine in your life. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 4. Keep love deep, deep, deep within and without. Internal love brings external love, righteous love, like the energy I was just putting out. See, and that's my advice to getting us to seeing things and not getting trapped in human things and the thoughts that come in our human body. Because I said the human body, oh my God. The human body is like a toxic firewall. Got to get past that. Once we can conquer our human flesh, I'm telling you, we can conquer the world righteously, or conquer our life righteously, you know. But we got to conquer that human flesh, you know. And it's a must, you know. And many of us have had challenges with it. All of us can agree on that. How the human flesh can be, thoughts that wander around in our body. That's the devil. Got to watch that devil. Devil will talk to us, you know. Devil don't want nothing good for us at all. And that's another thing my son and I discussed. The devil will make it seem like you got a blessing too. So you got to watch that. Know where our blessing is coming from and earn our blessing. It feels better, you know, whatever that may be, you know. So keep love deep, deep within and without. Internal love brings, your internal love brings external love. But I'm talking about righteous love. That's what brings it on the outside. And that goes back to what we all say. What we put out righteously, we get back righteously. And it's beautiful. So that's what I see in my mom and my dad. Rest in peace, and one's grandparent. So that's just something I wanted to share. And again, if we're fortunate to, remember the good qualities and the good things that our parents and grandparents passed on to us. So that's why I got my mom on the banner, and I'll pass that fire skills down to Ethan, which is on the banner. Ethan look cool. His hair, he look crispy, you know. They look crispy on the banner, real talk. You know, Ethan's hair look crispy. Yep. So again, salute to one's family for putting righteous qualities in me, even through the hard truths. Because we got to go through them hard truths sometimes. Everything can't be easy all the time. Positivity is good, but also got to be a realist in this life. And as I always say, folks, you hear me say all the time, a false sense reality is danger. So I just wanted to share that, and thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX discussion, and look for another father son discussion sometime this week. We're gonna do one in the morning. We like those mornings. So, you know, take it if you are fortunate to have quiet moments in the early part of your day. Take advantage of that. That's when we get our thoughts, and it protects us throughout our day. We can literally shape our day, shape our thoughts, and shape our mind if we meditate and or deep prayer. I would say every morning, you know, get into one's deep thoughts, and because we know The world can be unpredictable, but guess what? As warriors, generals, brothers and sisters, and family, we can be unpredictable too, but in a righteous way. We don't have to react to everything. Analyzation is our superpower as brother, sister, family. And always keep that divine discipline, because it's a whole nother level of discipline, and carry a family spirit. And I salute my mom, which is on the banner, for passing down the leadership ability within me. And again, it's not leaders over no one. It's having, the ability to teach others to become leaders themselves, because that's what it's all about. So again, salute to my family, my mom, my son Ethan, all my children. And may that great divine protect us, my family, and those who's listening. And always and forever, keep that divine leadership. Learn it, love it, embrace it. And talk down on that devil. Devil can't mess with a righteous brother, sister, or family. And as I said, folks, if you learn nothing else from me on this channel in life, man, as family, brother, sister, especially my salute to my family too. Again, to my mom, my dad, rest in peace and in power, and grandparents. Yep, and those that are no longer in my family that I held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. That's for all families out there. That's how we do it. See, think big. F the devil. The devil can't mess with us. With us generals. Remember, brothers and sisters, in the world online, always and forever, focus on a righteous impact. Salute.